guys, welcome back to another movie review, and today we are reviewing Abigail. Abigail is the new vampire movie, which has a star-studded cast, and yeah, let's just say Matilda is ripping it up. The reason why I say Matilda's ripping it up is because Alicia Weir plays Abigail, and she did play Matilda in the the musical movie, which also starred Emma Thompson, and it's on Netflix. So yeah, but in this film she is playing Abigail, and there is many criminals that kidnap this 12-year-old. There's like this job to be had, and all these different people that have these very different skills, I guess, all feed into each other, and it creates this team, I guess, of, you could call them like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like they're all a bit odd and stuff like that. Suicide Squad as well, that type of vibe. So we get Melissa Barrera, who is Joey. She is very much, she's a bit conflicted. She has a child of her own, we learn, and yeah, she's just bit between two things, obviously realizing they're abducting a child, and there's difficult stuff going on there. We also get Dan Stevens, who, he's normally played like, he's a British actor, but he's normally played like quite happy characters, I thought, apart from when he's in Guest. I think in Guest he's quite menacing, but yeah, in this I thought he was a bit weird, to be honest, but then towards the end he did switch my mind. Sammy is played by Catherine Newton. Now, she was recently in Lisa's Frankenstein that I watched, as well as the Ant-Man Quantumania movie. We get Angus Cloud, who plays Dean. Very much he's seen as the good driver kind of thing, whereas Sammy, Catherine's character, is like the techo person who can unlock doors and stuff like that. That's their strengths. Angus Cloud actually passed away after he filmed his scenes, so yeah, rest in peace there. William Catlett, who plays Rickles, very much like a sniper guy. And then we get Kevin Durand is playing Pete, and he's like the muscle, the 6'5" or whatever he is. We also get Giancarlo Esposito, who is playing Lambert, who is the person that pulls all these people together to do this job and make the money. But obviously there's more in the story, which I'm not going to say in terms of the spoilers. So the film takes you on a bit of a journey. We get to see a lot of blood. I will say that this is a blood, gory movie. I wouldn't say this is a horror. There is very high-pitched screaming in the film. That much so that I felt like it was badly done. That, like, some of the sound mixing in this film I thought was a bit questionable, to be honest. And seeing, many of those elements, not just once or twice, but hearing them, I guess, many times, was a bit draining, and it kind of took it out of me a little bit. Like, I was a bit deflated and like, oh, come on. It was very loud, and it took me out of that moment. It did. It took me out of, feeling what I was meant to be feeling, I was not as sold on the actual story, which is a shame, in my opinion, because this is one of the films that I was quite looking forward to this month, to be honest, Directed by Matt Bettinelli-Alpin, as well as Tyler Gilley. So both of these guys have actually directed the latest Scream movies, which are like some of my favourites. Like Scream 6 is one of my favourite movies of the entire year last year. And yeah, so I went into this with a bit of, I was optimistic, let's just say, and for me it fell a bit short. And I think one of the main reasons this film falls short, and I think nobody's going to be really surprised by this, I think it's a one-time watch. I think it is a well-made movie, but the whole experience changes when you know what's going to happen. I think some of the performances can be quite questionable. Noting Dan Stevens as well as Peter Durand. Those two characters, I just found them to be kind of taking the mick out of themselves a little bit, and a bit odd. And then the film itself was set up to be quite a serious movie, quite serious and, not taking the mick or anything. And then when the whole vampire stuff kind of started, I felt like I was watching Scary Movie, and they was now they were like, the end of the movie is taking the mick out of the beginning of the movie kind of thing, And it was like a tale of two halves from that aspect for me. So there was a lot of moments where you're like, right, I'm in the cinema. I wasn't as immersed from an experience point of view there. Some of the sets were good though. It was definitely like a real set. And as I said, they had a lot of blood and guts and everything. And they actually did use practical blood and like, well, not real blood, but you know what I mean? They actually did use, actual, not so much CGIs. They blew things up where blood just went everywhere. And some of those effects were really good. Some of the sound effects were fantastic, where you just in the cinema, you hear the dripping, around the room, obviously, while they're talking after the explosion. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the film, and there's a lot of good, but there's also a lot that takes you out of the moment. 7. So for me, I rated Abigail a 3-star. As I say, just a bit of a miss for me. One-time watch, very much one of the best horrors of the year that I've watched, I would say. But it's like a mid 3-star. It's very like midpoint for me, 6 out of 10 vibes, you know, very midpoint. I'm happy with it. It is what it is, and we move on to the next thing. But there it is, guys. There is my review of Abigail. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree on my review, or do you, do you think something different? Let me know. Do you have a different perspective? Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.